heart attack, fast fatal heart impact, past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and packs. I back up my actions, fact don't ask, grab reactions, jacked attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose, pick a new silver excuse. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet now. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, whenever we last left off, we had learned something. Mr. Something is Momo Yaoyorozu's father, or is at least posing as the man. Midoriya theorized that sometime in her father's past, he was murdered, and Mr. Something quite simply switched himself out. Now, there is not a lot backing this theory up. However, Midoriya got this directly from a demon, a very high-class demon close to the man. So, he does have a few ideas of how to actually find it out properly. Along with that, his relationship with Mei, it's actually gone a bit further. Whenever they were talking and actually at the UA high school, they were in the sport chorus room talking a bit and discussing some designs. Or at least Midoriya was showing her what she could do with the suit, making it lighter, faster, and hopefully easier to power. Now, with that being said, you do have today. After Ida was buried, they basically canceled the internships. And Class 1A, they have been informed. With the fact that they're basically being targeted, All Might has basically done something. After talking with Principal Nezu, they're going to have to cancel their school trip. This actually somewhat bumming out quite a lot of the people here. However, Aizawa does actually reveal to them. This class trip was actually going to be a Quirk training camp. And since it is now cancelled, it is going to be held, well, here. In our gyms. While we are doing it here, hopefully, they will be able to come and see us and actually help all of you out. They? Why, yes. I believe you should all know. The ones who are going to be teaching you and actually instructing you would be the Wild Pussycats. I guess there's no point in hiding it now. With that being said, class dismissed. All of you, well, stay safe. Aizawa actually walking out and heading to the teacher's lounge. There is a very big problem. They need to figure out what to do. And they need to figure out fast. Now, figuring out exactly what is going on is going to be a very, very important task. Aizawa walking to the teacher's lounge and actually finding out what's going on. He does walk in and see All Might, who is actually currently writing in a notebook and looking through many different things that he's been trying to figure out. Along with the fact that Principal Nezu, he's basically just sitting across from All Might and trying to help him on his little research. All Might's been paranoid and actually hasn't been sleeping a lot. In fact, the number one hero has sort of disappeared for a minute. He hasn't been public in a little bit of time. Meanwhile, the Punisher, he has become more active. It seems like he's just popping up out of nowhere sometimes. Now, Aizawa does try and ask Principal Nezu exactly what is going on with him. Nezu simply just stating that he has a few theories, and has been trying to spitball them. He came in here the other day and found him asleep on the couch. And whenever he did try and get his attention, he's not too sure how long he's been here. But he basically gobbled down the first piece of food he brought in the room. So, it was a very bad sign. Along with that, I basically had to force him to drink water. And that task already alone was not easy. Toshinori. Now, this is whenever All Might simply just looks up, looking at him really quick before just going back down to what he's doing. Eraserhead simply just telling him that the students are in danger. All Might simply just jumping up and going to buff up. As soon as he jumped up, Aizawa cancelled his quirk and told All Might that was a test. Anyways, listen to me, Toshinori. What are you doing? Sorry, just don't scare me like that. Scare you? How long have you been in here? A few days. Okay, and what are you trying to do? I'm trying to find out what to do. I think it's been a few days. What day is it right now? I'm not even gonna. Jesus. It doesn't matter. Whatever you're doing, you need to stop. Go home and rest. I can't. I I can't let those students die. And they won't. You've already pushed Nezu about getting the Pussycats to come here to train them. And that's what's gonna happen. So, you don't need to worry. They'll be safe. Now, with that being said, let us cut over somewhere else. Izuka Midoriya, he is currently walking down the streets. And he is wearing someone else's face. A face that will actually help him out here. As he also does have Momo. She was able to meet up with him really quick. And well, they are going to the Todoroki residence. As whenever they do arrive, you do have Endeavor who basically asks them what they want. Seeing that it's Momo and some random individual, possibly another classmate, he basically just calls her Todoroki. As soon as he does walk up and see her and Bakugo, he is confused, asking exactly what are they doing here. Well, Todoroki, we're here because we need to talk with you. Well, come on in. Besides, I'm not too sure what to tell you. Well, you don't really have to tell us anything, Bakugo says, or Midoriya wearing Bakugo's face. Todoroki? Yeah. He just lets them inside, and they do go to a private room to talk. Now, with that, whenever they do walk into the room, Momo, yeah, she begins to explain to Todoroki. Something is going on right now, and it has something to do with Class 1A, and everyone. Along with that, well, you know the whole idea about the Punisher, and random people trying to speculate his quirk, and even some being called crazy for saying he's an angel, or a fallen angel, whatever, any of that stuff? Yeah, I don't really look into that, but I've heard enough about it. Yeah, Bakugo says, stepping forwards, bringing his hand up and saying that all that as he waves his hand in front of his face. As soon as Todoroki watches his face change to the Punisher's face, he actually does get a bit surprised, going to jump backwards. Midoriya simply just saying, all that is true. before bringing his hand back and waving it in front, camouflaging himself once more. That being where Todoroki's shocked. What the hell? How are you doing that? Oh, it's simple. It's magic. No, I'm being serious. I've tried telling people that and they don't believe me. Anyways, Todoroki, nice to meet you. Right now, I'm currently looking for some allies. And my movements, they can be very limited sometimes. What I can do, and how I do my job. Your job? You kill people. Oh, you're not one to tell me about that slugger. Hey, that was an accident. Accident or not, you can't be a hero anymore. You still want to do good, right? Yes, I do. What of it? Well, Momo here has been helping me. Todoroki's just turning his head to look at her. Not really sure what to say. Midoriya saying that they've been trying to uncover certain things and learn about them. What they've learned so far, it's actually a bit disturbing. Momo going on to say that her father is basically dead, and he's been replaced by a powerful demon. In fact, they believe that a fallen angel took his place. What? Yeah, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it for you. Angels are real, demons are real, God is real. All that shit's going on. And right now, there's a war going on. Or roughly, at least, a bit of a power struggle. Right now, heroes are keeping levels of danger and sin down. I'm not too sure exactly of what about it, but what I do know is that right now, those levels keep rising and they keep going up. In fact, right now, the air is somewhat filled with them. And he can feel exactly how much dangerous the world is becoming. He's not too sure what's going to happen, but as far as he knows, he's trying to prevent hell from coming to Earth. Okay, and why do you need my help? Well, it's quite simple. You are powerful. You're strong. If I can get your help, then you might help me convince some other people to join me. In fact, you also do have a target on your back. For some reason, they want your souls. They could target and get anyone, but they want you guys. Hell, your friend Ida, he was targeted too, except he was killed in a random accident. Right? The hero killer guy? Yeah. Whenever he died, his soul was still in his body, and he was buried with it. So was your friend Denki, and I'm guessing other people. So, what I need to do right now, I need to go check their graves. Now, do you know where they're buried? Well, yeah, all of us do. Not really. Not me. Anyways, I'm gonna go there later tonight. Or you can at least take me. And I can show you what I mean by demons. Midoriya, simply just holding out his hand, and telling Todoroki that does he want to help him stop the world from ending. Todoroki's just looking down, looking up at Momo. Her just telling Todoroki that this is all real. Trust her, please. And he does shake Midoriya's hand. Before they do leave. And later on into the night, Midoriya, him and Todoroki do actually begin to check people's graves. Whenever they do arrive, they check Ida's first. He was the latest. And if they are going to catch anything, it would be best to assume it is during the middle of the night. And whenever the entire area blacks out. Now, what I mean by that is as soon as they begin to fly overhead, Midoriya began to see it. Ida's soul is still in his casket. And they begin to fly down and wait. Midoriya waving his hand and casting a magic spell, basically making both of them invisible, and telling Todoroki to simply just not move. It's going to be a lot harder for him to maintain it on him. So if they spot anything that looks off or strange, yeah, he'll handle it. Then beginning to wait. Todoroki, being skeptical, is asking questions. And Midoriya does try and explain it. Guardian Angel gave him his power, all this other stuff. And eventually, some people do arrive and learn about what is going on. They learn about what's going on, my bad. Midoriya, and he basically does rush forwards, since these people were also carrying shovels. Now, Midoriya does swoop in and immediately grab both of them, smashing both their heads together before throwing them onto the ground. And Todoroki does actually walk out and see what's going on. As soon as these men see the Punisher, they're completely shocked and surprised, both of them beginning to try and beg for their lives. And Midoriya, he just cuts straight to it, manifesting a knife and jabbing it downwards into one of their shoulders, before slamming it down with his palm, and telling them that he's aware that they're both demons. So how about you give an explanation to my friend here? Midoriya is waving his hand out towards Todoroki, saying of what you exactly do. Along with that, explain why you're trying to dig up this guy. Well, listen, our boss just wants what's inside the casket. You want his body? No, we want the soul. Really. So, can you tell me exactly why? Well, it's quite simple. A lot of the people at UA, they're very special. Guardian angels. All that have been killed and taken from them. They've either abandoned their job or joined their boss. These souls, they have exactly what they need. Unknown betrayal. Unknown treason. It's just so unique. A form of betrayal so devastating and, well, just backstabbing that they don't even know. It's like a sin forgiven. Really? That's it? I don't think you understand the situation, man. Midoriya is pulling out a gun and cocking it, saying, "Do enlighten me," putting it directly between the man's eyes. Him looking up at this before looking back at Midoriya. Before just saying, they need a lot of these souls. And once they have them, they'll be able to do what they need to. They'll be able to open up a gate to hell. Todoroki surprised. And with that, yeah, a sin forgiven, a sin forgotten. Todoroki is now free of that little thing they're talking about. He knows exactly what happened, and he is no longer considered one of these special or targeted individuals. However, in his mind, he still thinks he is. Now, this is whenever Midoriya just offers Todoroki a gun and asking if he would like to do the job. And make sure your friends can actually pass on. Without that soul, they can't do anything else. Besides, I can also show you a little neat trick I know. Did you know that demons have souls? Both these two just staring at each other. Midoriya just saying that you can also torture and rip them apart. And you can permanently kill them. Both of them getting up to their feet and going to try and run off. Todoroki just taking aim with the gun and firing. Blasting off 3 shots. All 3 of the shots do miss, but Midoriya, he just flew into the air and moved around. Very fast. Being able to catch both these men before just smashing their skulls into each other over and over again. And throwing them to the ground, barely alive. Todoroki, he doesn't need to aim very much. Killing both these 2 demons. And telling Midoriya, they need to make sure people are safe. If this truly is what's going on, the world's upside down. Hell, they need to tell everyone. You're right about that. But how about this? You tell Ibara, Bakugo, Mei, and well, I'd say that's about it. Really? Yep. The little group we have going on right now is very small. However, if you can convince and help tell everyone else in Class 1A that the Punisher is right and he's protecting you all, I think you can all get along very fine. However, I want to say you would have more leeway in the UA than I would. Well, I'd be surprised that you didn't. You basically saved our lives. Yep. I do that quite often. However, it seems like all anyone ever does is focus on the trail of corpses I leave behind. Yeah, there's a reason for that. It doesn't matter. Anyways, Todoroki handing the gun back over to Midoriya, and the 2 do go over and check the other graves. All these other graves, the soul is already missing. And you can already tell that the dirt is unsettled. Or it's at least looser. Meaning that they were dug up recently. Or at least from after they were first buried. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed. And have an amazing night. Catch you guys in the next part.